Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. We're back again with another action figure review. In this episode, we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends series, X-Men Wave with the Marvel's Warlock Build-A-Figure set. The figure we're looking at today, though, is Polaris. Very cool character. She has some really cool stuff going on in some of the comic stuff. Her, along with Havoc, have kind of done some really cool stuff in the past. Really like them as part of the X Factor run and all the other stuff they did. So this should be a pretty cool figure. I will point out up front that the one that I got is not doing the best in the world. The Build-A-Figure piece has kind of popped off inside the packaging, and if you look really closely, you'll notice her hand's not there. It's actually popped off and is down here somewhere, along with her gauntlet. So quality control on these things is sometimes hit and miss, but at least all the pieces are there. Just somehow they popped out. So I don't know. Not going to take away though. It's a cool looking figure in the package. Comes on the standard Marvel Legends series packaging with the nice window thing going on here. X-Men logo at the top. The Build-A-Figure for Marvel's Warlock stamp at the top. Copyright information on the bottom. Some cool artwork for Polaris here on the side. Same on this side. You can hear it rattling around in there. Flipping it over to the back, we've got the glamour shot from the character itself. Very cool looking. Along with the rest of the figures in the wave and the instructions for the Build-A-Figure for Warlock. Very cool looking. We'll go ahead and pop this thing open and check it out. Hopefully those loose pieces in there are just hopefully not broken or anything. They're just loose or whatever, but we'll find out here. Slide this thing out. Shake it to make sure nothing's gonna come out of it, and then we can lift the bubble up and toss away the cardboard backing because it's not gonna do much. Inside we do have the Build-A-Figure piece that was rolling around in there. This should be the right leg of Warlock. Very nice looking. We'll zoom in here in just a moment and see. Here is that hand that was loose, and somehow her gauntlet ended up there on her hand before we got to it. So there's that thing. We get these cool spell effect things. I say spell effect because I saw these first with the Doctor Strange set, and they are used to simulate like magic, but these are really good representations usually of the character's mutant powers. So that is pretty nice. We get two of those in that nice kind of green color. The cape is fed through the back, similar to some of the like Thor figures we've seen before. So you want to kind of pinch in on that before you start trying to pull the figure out. So let's go ahead and try to do that. And actually the cape popped off in this case, so all that for nothing. Okay, so since that's loose, we'll treat that as an accessory and take a look at it separately. Before we jump into here too far, I'm going to go ahead and reattach these pieces. So that just slips on her arm, and we'll reattach her hand here. That works, so all good. We will zoom in now and take a closer look at this thing. Start with, we have the Build-A-Figure piece here. This is the right leg of Warlock. Not going to spend a lot of time on this, but very cool looking. It's got some nice paint apps here, the nice gold color with the black wash on it. Pretty cool. We're going to stick this in our pile though until we actually get to the rest of the figures so we can put that one together. Accessory wise, we get these two mutant power effects. They are, it looks like the same on both of these. Not really any difference on any of them. These are fairly soft plastic, but these are a little bit harder than some of the rest of the ones I've seen. But it's pretty cool. So you supposedly take these and kind of slip it over the character's hands and attach them to like the wrist. And you kind of simulate that cool mutant power thing that she's got going on. So pretty nice. This one actually fits a little loose on her gauntlet. I'm guessing it'll be the same on this side. Some work better than others, but you can find some place to stick that pretty easily. The other one, see if we can get it on here real quick. It fits a little bit better, so not too bad. In person, these are kind of a lighter color. It kind of looks yellow as I'm looking on the screen here, but it's actual like a lime green color, which is pretty nice. She's usually depicted in the comics as having that cool green color associated with her mutant power, so that's a really nice effect here. The cape we get is a pretty standard cape here, nice soft plastic material, some decent folds going on here. It's a little bit rougher than I'm used to with these things, and I got a seam joint on this one as well, but it has some cool little attachment points here on her for buttoning up or whatever. You just kind of line this up on her back, kind of have to push her hair out of the way. This little peg fits into the back of her back on that peg hole, and it just kind of attaches like that. And it looks pretty good like that. This one's a little loose, so it comes out a little bit easier than normal, but it looks nice with it on her. Complements the color scheme pretty well. We'll set that to the side though, and take a look at the figure while we've got it out here. So, to start off with, the head sculpt on this one is really nice. Very nice job. Again, I haven't got a good way to get this light stuff working here for these close-ups yet, but we'll try that. Hopefully that's going to work. Very cool looking though. She's got some nice metallic paint on her for her lipstick. Did a nice job making her eyes shine almost metallic like. Really nice sculpt on the hair. I'm thinking they follow through with the paint on her little hair clip thing there. It's a nice metallic color as well. Some nice highlights in here, or black wash effects here to do a nice separation in her hair. Very cool looking. Looks really nice sculpt wise. The rest of the figure itself doesn't have a lot of detail work going on. It's kind of that same body figure we've seen with most of the rest of these Marvel Legends figures, so it's not a bad sculpt at all. The colors are a little bit off, so the color on her body is a darker green than the top of her chest here, and then her tights are a different color, which not a big deal there, so it's just a little bit of a weird blending going on here. The rest of her the bottom of her legs, sorry, is just painted on, so it's not really detail, it's just paint, so it doesn't look bad though. It looks pretty nice. Her gauntlets do have kind of that nice metallic sheen going on to them, so that's pretty cool. I do like that. As far as the articulation goes, the head does spin 360 degrees. Her hair doesn't get in the way. It is made out of that soft plastic, so you can kind of move it around however you need to, but doesn't limit articulation that way anyhow. She can look down all the way. She can only look up about that far because of the sculpt on her hair. She does have some good tilt to either side there, so that's nice. Standard ball and swivel at the shoulder joints. Standard ball and swivel at the elbow joints. We do get a standard swivel at the wrist and it does have the rocker in there as well. Her gauntlets are a little bit weird, so they will limit a little bit of your motion, but not too bad actually. So that's not bad at all. Standard waist twist, hip twist, chest twist. It's a little tight here, so it won't turn too much to the left or right. But we do get the ab crunch feature there as well. Not a whole lot frontwards. Pretty good backward rotation though, so that's nice. Standard plastic T-hooks at the hip joints, so limited articulation side to side. Nice going front and back. Well, full articulation to the front, limited to the back, but that's about average, so not that big a deal. Standard twist feature at the top of the thigh. We do get a double knee joint, and we do get the standard twisty rocker pivoty thing here at her ankle, so very cool. She does have a little bit more detail in her boots than I was actually expecting, unless that's just a seam line I'm seeing, but it's got some nice little details going on there, so that's actually pretty cool. So anyways, that is Polaris. We'll go ahead and put her cloak back on, or her cape. This is more of the kind of classic look of Polaris. When she joined X Factor later on, she got a new costume upgrade. This is more of the kind of classic look for her. And it's not a bad look. I don't know that I would say it's a good look, but it's not a bad look anyways. Not really disappointed in it. These little spell effect things are a little bit wonky, but I do like the head sculpt. The figure looks pretty good, so yeah, it's a decent figure. I wouldn't go too far out of my way to get this one. Again, it's kind of like the Dazzler figure that we saw earlier. It's not bad. It just doesn't have a whole lot of extra to it, so it ends up being kind of just a standard. And standard is not bad. It's just standard, so it doesn't go above and beyond, but it definitely hits all the high points. So that's kind of what you look for in a figure. So for that, I do like it. Price-wise, these things are still at the bottom end of the price scale usually, so it's about the $10 range. So not a bad deal for that. It's a pretty good figure. It does fit in well with the rest of the characters, and it's a pretty good interpretation of the character. So all in all, yeah, it's a good Polaris figure. Not a great Polaris figure, but a good one. That's all the time we have for today, so thanks for watching. Drop some comments down below. Let us know what you think of this Polaris figure. If you'd like to see some specific figure looked at in the future, let me know that as well. I'll see if I can get it. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Give us a thumbs up. Share with your friends. Until next time.